Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Definitive Guide to Fixing Your Hook. Today we're looking at what potentially could be causing you to hook it. I'm looking at the upper body today and how I'm achieving rotation through impact, and potentially, if I'm not able to do that, why that might cause a hook. Okay, so when we're looking at getting better, we're looking at how are your concepts, do they match what you actually need to do? What can your body movement and mobility, what physically can you do, so what matches you there, and then drills, what's going to help you actually perfect that movement and get better at doing the things that you need to do, that you can do, that match your concepts correctly. So there's lots of pieces to this puzzle. That's why golf is so fun and so challenging at the same time. So we're trying to, you know, obviously when I'm helping players, I want to make sure that they're checking all the boxes and able to move their game forward. That is, for me as a coach, that actually is what motivates me to help you actually shoot lower and play better golf and hit better shots. Okay, so when we're looking at why we might be hitting a hook here, if we're looking at what the upper body's doing, so if we're looking at sort of the thoracic range, so that's how I'm rotating sort of with my upper body without moving my hips. Okay, so for example, if I go to move to the left.
Hi guys, specific to this video, talking about thoracic spine. This is in the Obsessed Golf Club. Every player that I work with goes through the body movement assessment. It allows me to know more about you and where your gifts and limitations are. This one specifically, there's a lot of different assessments that go with the body movement assessment. This one, we're talking about the thoracic spine and the range of motion in a seated position. So the look of that, there's some very specific things you have to do before you do this assessment, but this is what the players are looking at in the Obsessed Golf Club when it comes to the body movement assessment. So making sure you know where your gifts and range of motion is when it comes to the thoracic spine and the rest of the body.
And I'm not able to rotate for a right-handed player to the left with my upper body. Okay, so my thoracic range to the left is really limited. When I come into impact, okay, so it doesn't feel good to do, this would be good range. Okay, so if I'm doing that, if it doesn't feel good to do that, most players I see, they usually feel comfortable going more into sort of that lateral flexion or side bend this way. Okay, so when you watch me do that, one, it's going to probably be a little bit harder on my back, because if you don't have a spot to rotate, your brain will find another way to go, right? So if I'm not able to go this way with my lead side, that feels like, okay, that could be another option. So if I'm going in and my lead side doesn't want to rotate, it goes up. So if now what I've done is when that goes up, I've dropped the club away from the inside, and then I'm also not able to support it. So when I do that, you can see how that ball is going to want to overdraw. If I added speed to that, that thing would be hooking pretty hard. So what are our options if we have a tough time sort of turning through the upper thoracics through impact here? So one thing that we could do to make it a little bit easier is, if I'm good at turning one way, so that's why it's important to know how you turn, but if I'm limited going forward but good going backward, I'm okay with you starting like a little bit more open with the upper body, because when I come in, right, so the ball is only picking up what the club's doing right at impact, right? So there's not one way to do it. There's lots of ways to do it. You see the guys on TV, they all sort of look a certain way. I mean, for the most part, you see some different movements, like smaller differences between them. But I would say as someone that you're trying to find the right fit for you, if you have a really tough time going to the left as a right-handed player or turning to the left, if I preset myself open a little bit, then when I come through, well, now I'm already in an open enough position and I'm able to move through the shot like that. I didn't have incentive, even picturing doing that motion, I didn't really have incentive to do that because I'm already in a position that I'm open enough, right? So there'll be factors in that. What's the takeaway do? How much turn do I get going back? But if I go real simple, if I'm a little more open with my upper body at impact, or sorry, at address, then when I come to impact, I can be a lot more that way. And even if I try to do it, I'll try to really limit. So I'll preset open, okay? You know, obviously this is not the norm, especially, but if you hook it, this is, if I see someone hitting a big slice and they set up like this, you know, it could be an issue. But if they're hitting a big hook, setting them a little bit more open at address, and then if I go back, this is me limiting my lead side yeah, it still feels like very easy not to sort of stall out and tip back through that shot. So could be a solution for you. I play around with that. Obviously, there's lots of exercises to do. If it's just a physical limitation, you can work on those movements to get it a bit better. That's a really good one. What other one you could do when it comes to the lead side is, if you're really limited this way, just do some soft lead hand swings only. That helps me open up this side, right? That's going to help me use the muscles around the shoulder and then open up my chest as I come through, almost as a warm-up stretch if I'm someone that struggles with getting this shoulder too high through impact and leaning back. That lead hand only move with the club, almost feeling like it's horizontal, is going to be the opposite of that motion, right? So lots of factors in there. There's two ways to help you improve if you're really limited, going with your upper thoracic or your upper body turning to the left as a right-handed player through impact, and that potentially causing a hook. So make sure you know what's right for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.